What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. TammyTalks here. Let's talk Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 15, Episode 4, The Buck Stops in Birmingham. All right, y'all. So, what is Marlo's point on the show? Honestly and truly, what is Marlo's what is her goal on the show? What is she trying to accomplish? Because Marlo goes through the exact same things every episode, every season. Going after KANDI, arguing with Kenya. Going after KANDI, arguing with Kenya. Like, Marlo has no idea what to do with her peach. No idea whatsoever. She just makes herself look worse and worse every episode. This episode wasn't even a lot, but it was enough. It was just enough to remind us that we do not like Marlo, that Marlo does not deserve a peach, that Marlo does not need a peach. But all right, y'all. Starts off with Kenya. Kenya is practicing her routine with Manyetta. Remember, Kenya is going to be performing at the Magic City Classic at the halftime show. So Kenya More Hair Care is sponsoring the show. She said that everybody loved when she came in, Kenya More Hair Care. So Kenya thinks that the masses enjoyed that, so she is going to bring the marching band to the game, where the marching band should be. That was funny, but where the marching band should be. So they then show a clip of Kenya performing during BravoCon. She failed. She was trying to bring ballroom and did not. Manyetta used to have a dance troupe. A lot of people were wondering what Manyetta did aside from being married to Neo. She used to have a dance troupe. She said that they used to dance with a number of artists. She has even performed on stage with Prince. So while they're talking, Kenya's new boo, who she met through Manyetta, FaceTimes Manyetta, and they talk that way. We then get Sanya. So Sanya is on the phone with her brother-in-law, Tyrell, who is her assistant, while her mother and her sister are sitting in front of her, and she's running down a list of everything that needs to be done, while telling him it's a lot of stuff on this to-do list that isn't checked off as done. We got to get to it. She has a lot of stuff that needs to be done. This is what an assistant does. Okay, when you are an assistant, especially to a celebrity or someone that a public figure will even say, there are a lot of different mundane things that you need to do. But if you're not doing anything else, Tyrell, why can't you be the assistant? You need money, don't you? You said you were trying to break into real estate. You better go on and join a Keller Williams and call it a day. But I just kind of feel like, don't agree to be somebody's assistant, then complain about being the assistant. That doesn't make sense. She wasn't asking you to do anything outlandish. She's asking you to do the things that assistants do. So when she gets off the phone with her brother, she's telling her sister that Ross is now ready for the two of them to for the three of them, including Deuce, to just be them. They just want it to be just a Ross house. So her sister is like, things will never be the same again. And her sister and her mom were both like, I thought that we had a year to 2 years. What's changed? This is what Ross wants to do. Sanya completely throws him under the bus and it's like, well, I just want to, this is what he wants. This is what he wants. She should have presented it as a unified front. Me and my husband feel like it's time for us to just live on our own. We're going to give y'all 6 months to find a place, get your stuff together, do what you need to do. But we want to have our house back to ourselves by, we'll call it May 1st. That's how Sanya should have presented it, aside from Ross wants y'all to leave, basically. So, but she tries to clear it up. And she's like, it's nothing against y'all. It's, this is all on us. It's nothing against y'all. So Sanya's sister and her mom have a confessional, and they both say that Sanya is selfish and self-centered because she don't want y'all living in her house no more. Okay. So her sister said it's hard to not take it personal, and then gives the very salty good for y'all. Bye, sister. Bye, sister. Bye, sister. Marlo is doing a Halloween photo shoot with her boys. She said that is one of the traditions that she is trying to instill in them to, a nice little family tradition. So isn't that something KANDI does? I mean, a lot of people do Halloween photo shoots, but okay. So Marlo is saying how she wants to get her record expunged so that she can have a firearm in the house after her house was she had that attack where those four men came and broke into the house. She wants to be able to have a firearm because Marlo is a felon. She cannot have one. So she's been working with Courtney, who said that she knows somebody that can help get her record expunged. So Marlo then flips it and it's like, Kandi never helped me get my charges expunged. Kandi does everything for the world. Kandi does everything for the community. Did you ask Kandi to help you get your records expunged? But I guess this is what's crazy. Marlo said that Kandi is just Atlanta, right? She's a local celebrity. Marlo feels that she can get into rooms and she can do things that Kandi can't. So why do you need Kandi's help to get your records expunged? You have more reach, more pull, more celebrity. You can walk into more doors that can excuse me, that Kandi can. You can do all of that, but you need Kandi, who's not a politician, who's not a lawyer, who doesn't work for the judge, who doesn't work for the court system. You want Kandi Burruss, the singer-songwriter, restaurateur. You want her to help you get your records expunged, and you're mad that she hasn't? Make it make sense, Marlo. Please. Please, sweetheart, make it make sense. You just talking to be talking at this point. So Marlo is saying, she then goes on to say, because Courtney has arrived by now, she then goes on to tell Courtney how the gun violence and why do these shootings keep happening at Kandi's restaurants, as if shootings are happening all across the country right now. Shootings happen everywhere, B. Like, the fact that Marlo was really trying to do this is lame. Super, super lame. So she then talks about how when her nephew passed away because he was shot and killed by his roommate that he met at OLG, he felt that the restaurant, or Marlo felt that the restaurant should have sent flowers and all this other stuff. Now, I guess my question with that is, was he actively working at OLG when he was killed? If so, sure, the restaurant probably could have done something, but I don't know. It's not clear if he was working there at the time. But to be mad at Kandi for not sending flowers and doing all this stuff or offering food, it's like, Marlo, you and Kandi have never really been on the same page. You've been coming at her for years. Why do you think she's going to do anything nice or giving or whatever towards you? So Courtney is like, well, I would like to, I would have been, asking if you need anything. What can I do to help you? What can I offer? Like, and it's like, Courtney, stay in your fucking lane. Because you're only jumping on that because you're mad that Kandi doesn't know you. Like, this is stupid. Courtney said Kandi is missing empathy. But you're also going off of what Marlo said. So Marlo is again going to use Kandi as a storyline this season because Marlo really has nothing else going on. So let's focus on this 2-year-old situation with her nephew. Why didn't you bring this up 2 years ago on the show? Why are you talking about it now? It doesn't make sense. So Sheree. So Sheree is at the OBGYN. And she's there because she has fibroids. She has excessive bleeding. She said it's messing up her love life. And her man has big dick energy. And because of that, she wants to get all the sex in she can. You and Martell are not having sex, Sheree, but whatever. So we find out Sheree has lemon-sized fibroids. And her doctor is telling her the different options she can have. I had fibroids. They are no bitch. They are not a bitch. I had mine, 2 of mine were grapefruit size, and then I had 5 that were plum size. So I went and I did the scraping, where they just went in and scraped all the fibroids out. that were there at that time, where it's like lasering them out, but they like scraped everything out. So I didn't get like the hysterectomy or anything like that. So for Sheree, I can understand not wanting a hysterectomy. I can understand not wanting to remove your uterus. But you got to do something. You have to do something unless you want to live with the discomfort. So then we have Sanya. So she is doing a family photo shoot. Her sister, who typically does her hair, was supposed to come do her hair, but her sister is sick because her sister's mad at her because now she has to go out on her own. Even though you've been complaining that Sanya does not have boundaries when it comes to the kids, you're mad that now you're going to have the opportunity to have boundaries at your own house. Again, make it make sense, y'all. This doesn't make sense. What are you complaining about, sister? You were just saying how Sanya blurs the lines with your husband all the time when he was the assistant. You were saying how Sanya doesn't do anything around the house. You're saying how Sanya doesn't cook, Sanya doesn't clean. Sanya is so demanding when she comes home. Sanya doesn't have boundaries with the kids. But you don't want to go and have your own space where you can have all those things in place and not have to deal with her. So Sanya kind of feels away herself because she said she wanted them. Oh, then we find out that her brother-in-law quit, and her mom had no idea and was like, oh, I just noticed he wasn't responding to emails in a timely fashion. So was this before or after he quit? What were you doing all day if you're not assisting as an assistant? What are you doing? So Sanya feels away because she wanted them to grow as a family and now feels that they can't do that. Sanya, you just want to be able to have a living babysitter when you want it. You want to be able to come downstairs and there's food cooked and the house is clean and you really don't have to do anything. You can pick up and leave when you want to because somebody is always going to be there to watch Deuce. That's all it is with Sanya. She's not really trying to grow and do whatever they can as a family, because if she was trying to do that, they would have done it already. So we get Kenya. We see Kenya telling Brooklyn and her assistant that she was kind of low-key rude to, telling her to like hurry up and whatever. But she's telling Brooklyn that they're going to be going to Alabama and she's going to be in a parade with her. So the assistant I believe, is going to be the one bringing Brooklyn down there, and she tells the assistant, I need your location on at all times. Now, I didn't think that was weird. If you're babysitting my kid, yeah, if my kid is with you, I want to know where you guys are so I can check, have a little peace of mind. But Kenya said it in a very rude tone. So they're going to be meeting up at Sheree's house because Kenya's driveway is not the safest, I guess. It must be very steep or something. Drew's not coming because she has the flu. Influenza type B, to be exact. I said, Drew, we didn't need to know what type of flu you had, baby. Nobody thought you were lying. But Drew in there blowing her nose and shit in the confessional. KANDI's not there because she's at an event with the Ebony Power 100, which was a, prior engagement. So Marlo was late and Kenya was like really ready to leave her. She wanted to be on time. She has a schedule that she wants to adhere to, which is like, Kenya, you got your nerve because when y'all was in Jamaica, you were late to everything that Sanya was involved in. So let's tone it. I love Kenya, but we got to call a spade a spade. So while they're on this Sprinter bus that they're on, Kenya's explaining what they're going to do. So they're going to a football game. She said first they're going to have a dance class, then they're going to go to a charity event. And Marlo was like, I didn't bring any charity clothes. And Kenya's like, you guys will look fine. Just, put on something classy. It's cool. Which shouldn't have been a problem for these ladies. I feel like everybody should have just known to just pack something in that event. Like, I get y'all thought y'all were just going to Birmingham, but still, just like pack something for that. Marlo said in her confessional, I mean, it's Birmingham. I'm not worried about being like underdressed. I said, damn. Imagine how those people felt watching this show. So Kenya and Marlo are coughing like hell. Kenya was coughing when she first got on there. Marlo's coughing behind her. I know in the way that Sanya was like, oh my God, coughing all around, I'd have been the same way because my God. So they then start talking about, did you see Future's baby mama said that, she used to eat his ass or something. They start talking about eating the booty. And Sheree asked Kenya, what was it like when you did it? Kenya was like, damn, that was between the two of us. But Kenya said that was when she was back in her 20s. So they get to Birmingham. They're in this dance class, and they are going to learn how to buck. So they're going to have a buck off. So while they're dancing, we see that Sheree cannot dance. Lord have mercy. But while they're practicing this little routine for Mayetta and Kenya to judge, Mayetta and Kenya go into a different studio so that they can practice Kenya's performance. So while this is happening, Marlo, where's Kenya? Where's Kenya? Why isn't Kenya here? It's like, girl, why are you so far up Kenya's ass? My God. And she's like, I feel like they're doing something that we're not a part of. It's like, Marlo, my God. So they come back and they judge it, and Sheree wins just because Kenya likes her for the most part. Sheree wins, which means that Kenya is going to give Sheree the biggest room. Sheree took that to mean a suite for whatever reason. So they go to the restaurant to get something to eat. Marlo ordered a rack of lamb medium well. Y'all eating lamb overcooked like that? Medium well on lamb? That's not how you're supposed to eat lamb. That's not how you're supposed to eat lamb. Lamb is supposed to be medium to medium rare. I get my steaks medium rare. So the fact that, Lord, I know that lamb was tough and chewy and disgusting, but whatever. I'm surprised that restaurant even cooked that lamb medium well. So Bryce calls Courtney, and I'm like, why is he calling you? Because for one, last episode, Courtney said that they co-parent their 24-year-old. She's grown. So he calls her and she's like, oh, I'm out of town. I'll call you when I get back. So Kenya was like, the only Bryce I know is the music guy. He was in that group, it was like a trio. Courtney was like, yeah, that's him. He was in Groove Theory. So Kenya was like, oh my God, I worked with him on Twi. And she was like, he was stunningly beautiful because Bryce was fine back in the day. We all remember Bryce from Beauty Shop too. So Courtney calls Bryce back and it's like, somebody wants to see you. She gives the phone to Kenya, who was like, oh. The same reaction that we all had last week when Bryce appeared at Drew's house, and we was like, damn. Oh, okay. Yeah. Some people are saying he still looks the same. That man don't. He looks like life has been lifing. Okay. So in the confessional, they asked Kenya, did she ever sleep or, kiss him, make out with him, get together with him, hook up, whatever you want to call it, back during the Twi, her Twi days. And Kenya was like, he was a beautiful man when he was in his 20s, and I'll leave it there. That's really cold for it. Don't ask me nothing about this man because I do not think he's attractive anymore. So Kenya, then they start talking about what happened at Drew's event. Like, they were like, so aside from like the whole, Courtney KANDI situation, did everybody get along? And it gets kind of quiet. And Kenya is like, well, I heard there was something with Drew and Marlo afterwards. And Marlo was like, well, what did you hear? So they show a flashback of Drew calling Kenya and filling her in. And Kenya's like, I heard that Marlo was attacking her and standing up over her and being very aggressive. Marlo wasn't. Marlo did, yell in her face, my nephew's dead, bitch. Marlo did do that, but Marlo was sitting down. She wasn't standing over her or anything like that. So Marlo was like, well, since you know what happened, you weren't even there. And she's like talking over her. And Kenya was like, don't be rude. I'm not being rude to you. I've been nothing but nice to you this entire time. So Kenya is trying to figure out what happened. Marlo is trying to act like nothing happened. She doesn't want to talk about it, which is interesting because whenever anybody else doesn't want to talk about something, mainly KANDI, Marlo loses her shit about it. So Marlo then said that, well, since Kenya knows what happened and what triggered her, she's not going to talk the rest of the day. So everybody is like, well, then you can just go home then. Like, it's like Marlo wants to try to play the sympathy card and be like the scrappy underdog, when like you're not fooling anybody. You're not fooling anybody at all. So they leave and they're getting ready for the charity event. Marlo was in her room and she's mad that Kenya just had a little bottle of champagne for them. She was like, I had chefs at the house and all this other stuff. They're not gonna have a chef, Marlo. We in the hotel, sis. We in the hotel, babe. We're not gonna have a private chef come to the hotel. Y'all are also on a tight window. Y'all have an hour and a half to get dressed. You just ate. You just ate. Had you had got your lamb cooked the proper way, maybe you wouldn't still be hungry right now. So Sheree is mad that her room isn't a suite. I'm so tired of these heifers acting like they need to come in and have the biggest tri-level suite every time they go somewhere. Y'all are there to change and get back out so you can go film. They get dressed. Kenya didn't like Marietta's outfit. She said it was not appropriate for a charity event. But Kenya, you should have told them where they were going. You should have told them ahead of time, make sure you guys pack something. We're going to a cocktail charity event. You could have said that prior to y'all getting there and everybody would have had an appropriate outfit. So Kenya ends up leaving everybody because she waited for about an extra 45 minutes and nobody was ready but Sheree and Courtney. So they get to the event and it's a mess. Nobody's dressed up. It's people with jeans on. It looks very much like they just showed up to a random event. It just does not look like they came into this fancy charity event that Kenya was making it out to be. So it's people coming up to them and taking pictures. A random person hugged Kenya. At first, I thought it was like the organizer hugging Kenya, but now it's like, damn, Kenya was rude to her, but it was like a random fan. They all up in their face. This guy was like asking Sheree for a hug. People were like recording them. Kenya was like, please stop videoing me. We have to, as a society, as a people, we have to stop doing that to celebrities, socialites, public figures, whatever. It's one thing to be across the room and be like, damn, look, there go Kenya Moore. And do it that way, but to come up to her and have the camera like all up in her face like that, we got to get past doing that, y'all. So they, Marlo and Sanya show up and they're like, oh, what kind of event is this? Like, she could have waited for us. So they decide to go get a bottle of champagne with some sparklers so that they can make an entrance. So they're standing at a table and Sheree is like, oh, thanks for the champagne, Kenya. Kenya said, I ain't buy that for y'all. Marlo's pouring the champagne. They go upstairs to sit out on a balcony so they can enjoy the view, have some drinks. Production came over and was like, they want y'all to leave. This is supposed to be a private event. It's no longer focused on what it is supposed to be focused on. Y'all are a distraction. Everybody's focused on y'all. Y'all got streamers. Y'all got sparklers. Like, it's too much going on. So Kenya tells them, let's take this party back to the hotel. So everybody is like, we leaving. They got kicked out. They get back to the hotel and Kenya hops off the bus right away and she goes up to her room. So the other ladies are sitting downstairs and everybody is like, where did Kenya go? This is, we're used to Kenya. This isn't her first time doing this. We have seen Kenya stay in other houses, stay in other hotels. We have seen Kenya go to her room right away and go to sleep. She typically has Brooklyn with her. So Marlo Sanya was like, I just feel like we're missing out on something. She's doing something we're not a part of. So all these women go up to her room and they're all taking turns knocking on her door for whatever reason. Everybody's knocking on the door. And finally, Marlo kicks the fucking door. And they're like, Summer's here, Summer's here. Kenya swings the door open. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Beating on my motherfucking door. I said, whoa! On one hand, valid, because why are y'all doing that? But Kenya is screaming that her daughter's there. Stop all that banging on the door. But like, you're being louder than the knocks were. But it's also like, why did y'all do that? Why did y'all do that? So Marlo, so everybody starts to walk away like, yikes. Marlo is like, nah, and starts knocking on the door again. Kenya opens the door again, threatens to call the police. It's a whole shit show. Marlo, what was the point of this? I kind of feel like when Kenya decides to leave and she goes, if production says she ain't got to film with y'all no more, she ain't got to film with y'all no more. Why do y'all feel like y'all need Kenya to have a good time? Go down to the bar. Go do something. Y'all can order champagne and liquor and food and stuff in your hotel room and chill and do that. This entire thing was stupid. Marlo makes an ass out of herself each and every single episode. What is the point of having a fucking peach if you're not gonna do nothing with it? My God, that was the episode, y'all. Let me know what you guys thought about this particular episode. If you have not already, don't forget subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, hop in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.